What's going on? NBA is one cruel beast, isn't it?
Like right as we're about to come on, or a little bit before we get the
Literally, just as I updated the project, literally as I hit enter,
brutal.
then THJ was ruled out. So, but it's easy. I mean, we just wait. You know what I mean? Like it's not a big deal. I mean, it's going to be like a nine Mavericks. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is.
Right.
We'll see who's active. You know, I'm sure the projection will take care of it in some way. We'll take a look at it though.
Well, just to throw that out there though, like one thing I'll point out is they do have a lot of bodies available. Take that for what it's worth. It doesn't really mean anything because it's still going to have to go somewhere. I got into a little, like, I guess it's an argument. He asked a question, Chaz, in our premium Discord about why are people heavy on the Mavericks? I don't understand this because Luka's out. And I said, well, I think if you're not heavy on the Mavericks, I think you got. What did I say? I said they're losing the highest usage player in the league, like in a good matchup, and now they have Hardaway out. Also, it's going to be really hard to not play at least three of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get away with only playing three of them.
That's the thing, because the run backs are tempting too. I mean, I have one build right now that I had before the Hardaway news that literally has a 4-3 with 4 Mavericks and 3 Memphis, but I think I could switch to a 5-2. And then just my Nurkic hammer, which is no longer as cute a play as it was earlier in the day, with no Booker.
Oh, because Booker's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my builds before the Hardaway news. So I have
Hardaway so much I don't even know what to do.
I think I have at least 4 in Maverick in every lineup I had. Mostly I had 5 though. That was with Hardaway in. So I don't see much difference except like different guys, and then I could fill them in with different studs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Here was one with only 3. Oh, that's going to become 4.
Right.
So I Seth Curry. I mean, like, listen, it's pretty much. Well, let's talk about that for a second. So you said they have like a lot of bodies. Jaden Hardy, Josh Green, Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Lively, Jones Jr., Grant Williams. So that's 8 that I know are going to play. And then I guess Rashawn Holmes is probably going to play.
Yeah.
So that's 9.
Or Powell, or both.
So I guess there could be 10.
And then there's Prosper also, who they can play.
At what position is he?
Small forward, power forward.
Whatever. Yeah, he's a guy that could play. Is Prosper a rookie?
He's been, I think that it's either his first or second year. I got to double check on him. I'm pretty sure he might be. I'm not 100% sure though.
What's the spread in this game now, by the way?
I mean, how could it be that? It can't be that much in Memphis's favor.
No, it's probably Dallas by like 3, right, or something.
Let's see.
I mean, just Hardaway's the only guy out since it was 5.5, right?
Yeah.
I can pull that up.
Yeah, I don't have it updated right now.
I got it.
My number is faulty.
And Hardaway's not worth anything. I mean,
Hardaway, yeah, like no, that's a lot of usage.
There's I mean for a spread. I mean, like not worth anything. No. Yeah, it's 6. It's 6. It's higher with Hardaway out.
I didn't have it at 5.5 ever, so I didn't see that.
Oh, I did. I remember we were online, and I read it.
Oh, maybe earlier it was. I had it at 7.
Yeah, so it's that's really a testament to how terrible the Mavericks, the Grizzlies are, or it's also a testament to how bad Tim Hardaway Jr. actually.
Well, remember the Grizzlies are missing 5 of their top 6 players. 5 of their top 7. Sorry, 6 of their top 8 for that matter, possibly depending on where you rank Aldama. But probably Embiid is out.
Embiid's out.
Embiid's out. Oh, I had a feeling that line kept moving. It was either going to be him or Maxey. It might be Maxey too, by the way.
Yeah, that one's off the board for me.
So, what does this mean to as you always say?
What does this mean to the average man?
I think we have to fade the first game.
Well, That's pretty clear. Well, let's think about that.
No, because I think that Banchero is a great play on his own. I think Wagner's a great play on his own. I don't really have interest. Gafford, I think, is a reasonable play. Those are
what I mean is that what news now are we really waiting for?
Who's starting for Philly? If Max is playing.
Maxey might be out too.
He's a late day. He's questionable as of 25 minutes ago.
Oh, here we go.
Because he has a sickness, and they're playing on ESPN, so I think he actually is sick. This is, I think there's something going on there, but I don't know. The builds are going to turn into everybody's going to play Maxey, Kyrie, and
I'll tell you who people can play.
And then play
they could probably play Durant, Jokic.
That's what I'm
and Kyrie.
Yeah, that's my current build that I've got going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do it.
That's late. That's late stuff too. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's late hammer. I mean, you got to get the value right early, then you get to root for the best players. That's it.
Yes. Then you've got Marcus Morris, not Markeith, who's also on Dallas, by the way.
That's true. Marcus Morris is where? Philadelphia?
Marcus Morris is Philly.
That's 7:30.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can build those three. But I think what everyone's going to do in a minute is they're all going to play Maxey, Kyrie, and Durant, and then use the Dallas value.
Maxey, Kyrie, Durant. And you can't play all four. You can't play Jokic too, right?
No.
Okay, let's check.
But I like the Jokic play, especially because I think Jamal Murray may end up out later today.
Oh my God.
Which is my speculation, but look, I don't even if he does play, it's not like Jokic can't get there, but Jokic without him is pretty incredible.
Yeah, Embiid out. I would like this. All right. So listen, I think, like you said, I think the 7:00 game is becoming quite the. I don't want to say the fade, but I mean, there's nothing that great to play.
I mean, look, if you can find a way to fade Kyrie, I tried to build out a couple lineups where I didn't play him. But the problem was they all had Tim Hardaway Jr. in them.
Yeah.
If he was somehow to fail and Jaden Hardy, Tim Hardaway Jr., and somehow either Derek Lively or somebody else got really hot and he only put up 45, that was my thinking. It's really hard to justify a fade. The problem is it's going to be really hard to justify a fade on Maxey if he plays. The problem is that game's on the road and there is, without Embiid, you'd think blowout potential. These Phillies teams are tough, though, in general. The Sixers are always tough.
I wonder when the starters are going to be released for Philadelphia. And I wonder if it even matters. How about that?
I think it matters.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I start Mo Bamba, for example. I mean,
so yeah. Honestly, yes.
Or if they start,
they probably will just start Morris again. Would be my guess.
I think you should probably, depending on how lines you play. I mean, between Covington, Reed, Marcus Morris, and Bamba, and even KJ Martin, you should probably play one of them at least.
Who are you playing them over?
Well, who are you playing them under? I mean,
we just had no Embiid, and Robert Covington was 4 for 4 from 3 and put up 26 fantasy points. Okay.
Right.
So what's exciting about that?
Not much. And not to mention the fact that they're going to get blitzed.
And Batum got hurt in that game. So that was even a better situation for Covington.
I think Tyrese Maxey is probably a bad play.
You got Batum, who would be one of the earlier guys pulled off if the game gets out of hand, you'd think, assuming that he still starts. Tobias Harris is going to look good to people. I don't know if Maxey's a bad play. Maybe it's a tough matchup.
I mean, are they going to really play in the fourth quarter? I mean,
so we're assuming, though, that they're going to lose. Sheets, maybe we get a bet in right now, because if you believe that's only an 8-point spread.
No way.
It's going to go higher, but it's only 8 right now.
Let me see. It was off the board.
Maybe it's off the board.
It was off the board on DraftKings. Let me pull it up right now.
Okay, now I can't answer that question until we figure out something.
Actually, it's 10 now.
10.
Boston I have is 10, and Memphis it's still 6. Dallas, sorry, is still 6.
Maxley, thanks, K9. Good information there, man. Nick Nurse says Maxey is struggling and going to try to warm up.
Okay. Oh, my God.
So, again, I think that this is, I guess, why you fade the first game, because then you played. Look, the weird part is, then the game becomes more out of hand.
Yeah.
Then you could also argue still that Melton and Harris would be the most natural plays. But everybody else isn't like a great fantasy producer. If Pat Beverly starts, is that, you know what I mean? It's really hard to know with them. Honestly, if they did start Mo Bamba, I would jump on the Mo Bamba train in a flash of a second. I still might do it.
Well, it stays. My food comes earlier. I'm eating earlier. Hold on a second.
Okay, let's see what we got here, guys. I'm just taking a quick look and see what we updated for Philly. Yeah, as you'd imagine. Well, no, he still looks the same. They haven't updated it yet. Jaden Springer, probable, Batum. Yeah, it's going to be Maxey, Harris, Melton. But then if Maxey's out, Melton and Harris, but then you worry about a blowout, and then who gets the kind of run you want, and it's really hard to find those guys on Philly. Paul Reed would be I guess the most obvious. I think Mo Bamba might be the answer. That's crazy. If I'm talking about if Maxey's out too.
No, this is perfect.
I honestly don't know what to do with Philly right now.
Well, I think I could be. I don't want to say safely, but I could just build dummy lineups with no Washington, Orlando.
No Washington, Orlando.
And then I can get something to eat, right? I mean, like.
Yeah.
I'll have starters by 7:10 probably in the 7:30 game, I would imagine.
So I've still got Banchero in my big buy-in on FanDuel, just in transparency, and it's because he fits with this other stuff.
Okay.
But I don't really need to play him. It's just I ended up with that amount, and it's between he and Siakam, and I think they're both similar. I'm gonna have to take out Hardaway. Let's see what it does. And if I play Green. It's just really hard to get away from that Memphis stack. Man. That's another one for starters that we have to worry about. Like, is Roddy going to start, for example? Well, it's only that also we don't know about Tillman yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Just yet more information to put on there.
Well, I guess not fortunately. I mean, like you really, in my opinion, I mean, you really have to like someone from the Washington Orlando game to play. And you can, there are guys to like, but you really got to like them.
Well, the only thing is that it doesn't necessarily hurt you that much if you play like a Banchero or just a Wagner or a Gafford. Gafford is the one that could hurt you because I don't know.
You might need those centers from those other games or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But Banchero, I mean, it's not, like you said. Then there's other 7, right.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, though, no longer, is Trey Murphy officially active tonight? He is. Good for
Trey Murphy?
I'm happy he's back. I'm just happy for him. Like, I'm looking forward to that guy. So all my notes and everything that I was going to talk about, it's pretty hard to talk about because it's all different now. It was a minimum of 2 from Dallas for me before. I think you could have snuck away with it. But it would have been thin. So I think it's at least a minimum of 3, we have to call it. And then you're just figuring out if you want to play like 5.
Right now, SaberSim is projecting in the flagship MME, Jaden Hardy at 89% ownership.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a ridiculous projection, actually.
I think he's being underprojected for his SaberSim points. I think he's going to have 40 fantasy points tonight.
Oh, it's just ownership 67. Okay. I mean, they're not going to play him that. I mean, there are options.
He's the number 2 option offensively for them. They don't have another offensive player. This is a team built around 2 guys with no other guy who actually initiates any offense. We saw Josh Green do it a little bit last year, but there was no Kyrie and no Luka for those games.
Right.
Hardy was putting up he was putting up 60 in all those games. Like he was the one, but Green also had some of those 50-plusers. Yeah, I think you have, in my opinion, I think you're really playing with fire if you don't play 3 of them at the same time. It's going to be, just, I guess it just means you have to get different in 6 other spots. Like, and it's a very natural game stack. That's the thing where I feel that a little bit Memphis is being a little bit under-owned comparatively. But do you want to make 6 from this game? I think 6 is a reasonable number. Play Rose and Bain, or Rose and Jackson, or Bain and Jackson as run backs. And then if Tillman's out, it opens up even more, which is just annoying. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to get away from having like 5 players minimum in that game. 4 or 5 minimum in that game, I'd say. I think 4 would be the minimum, but 5 is like probably where you're
probably.
Maxi's now projected to be almost as good as Kyrie.
If he plays.
if he plays, of course. Yeah, Maxi and Kyrie. Why Brandon Ingram's projection is freaking me out today, and why everyone's playing him. I actually threw him into a lineup.
Both of those guys, him and Valanciunas.
Yeah, it just seems like a little weird, right? Also, it's like Trey Murphy. This is the healthiest they've been. McCollum's back. Trey Murphy's back. Alvarado's back. There's a lot of other guys who could do the work. It doesn't have to be those guys.
It does not.
Yeah, I do think, to answer K9's question, I do think the Washington Orlando guys will be a little bit lower on because of all this. And I think that they're really – I still think that Banchero and Wagner are both very good plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good matchup, good total. They're good players. Yeah.
They could be one of your guys with a 45 to bring you along with your Dallas.
Yeah, instead of playing Jokic, Durant, and a little someone less expensive, you could play, Banchero and somebody else at 7,800. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can play Banchero and Kuzma if you want.
Yeah, I think that you're starting to then that's when you get to start asking for a little bit of stuff.
Okay.
Because then you are kind of ignoring the later stuff to some extent. And you're playing a guy, Kuzma, in statistically the worst matchup possible in basketball, just for the sake of the fact that he plays for Washington, but he always plays for Washington. And he could get there, don't get me wrong, but like this is it's like it would be. I don't see the match window as being all that different than it was Washington playing in Boston. I really don't. They're going to.
You saw. I mean, like what we talked about this yesterday. What playing a team like Indiana does to team. I mean, you see how many points Miami scored yesterday?
Oh, I know, that was crazy. Yeah, it's just what happens. That's what you do. But then again, it's not like all the guys. Nobody from Indiana got there.
No, I'm just saying in general. I mean, like when you have a team that plays at such a high pace, the other team just can't do anything about it. Like, you have to play at that pace,
right? Unless you have like a big man who could slow the game down and post up and run 20 seconds off the clock or something.
Right.
Yeah, no, we're not worried about the Maxi. Look, Maxi's legitimately questionable. I don't care who you are or what kind of thing. This is not a heart thing, or he doesn't want to play against the Celtics without Embiid. This is not anything like that. This is a guy who's actually questionable. Nick Nurse is very straightforward on these things. And when he plays his guys, he plays them a million minutes.
I will say this though. I mean, this like you know how you hate like speculation for no point. I mean, there's no point of speculating about this, but the fact is that I thought that what's his name, Embiid was going to find a way to play, and I guess he must be really hurt. I think Maxey might be, whatever. Oh, Embiid's not playing. We're going to run out of building anyway. Maybe I'll take the night off.
No, it was way before that. They announced that he was really sick, and there is a sickness that's been going on where people have been announced out late.
Oh, okay.
It's an on ESPN game, so I do not think they're trying to mess with the league right now. I think they're actually going out of their way to try to make Maxey play.
Chetty Osman.
Don't need to do that, but could.
I'm just looking at some of these FanDuel lineups that I'm creating here. Is Keldon Johnson his game time decision?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that one. I honestly, though, with the Spurs, outside of Zach Collins, because of all this other news, and Sohan, more on FanDuel, but I don't really know what to do with the rest of it. Like Branham, I think Vassell's going to be limited minutes-wise. Osman would make the most sense, but I don't know. Yeah, I still like Rose on FanDuel. regardless of what information we get. I really like Derrick Rose.
Let me see what else we have here.
Let's play 4 Dallas guys and run Derrick Rose back.
Pion here. Wizards will start Jones, Poole, Avdia, Kuzman, and Gafford. And that's really all I have. There's not a lot. For those of you that didn't see, so I put up the MMA betting breakdown earlier today. I'm going to do also a lineup video a little later tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning. And I'm out tomorrow. And just so you guys know, for MMA first fight is 4 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. And so there's somewhere between 0 and 0 chance that I do anything with the NBA tomorrow. So you just have to rely on Saberson projections tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Looks like only. Oh no, there are 10 games at 7:00 tonight. So yeah, tomorrow night. So listen, if I'm not back, and if I'm back, I'll actually I might be back. If I am back, I'll put something up. If I'm not back, you just just go with Saberson or whatever. And the NFL, we'll be ready to rumble at 11 a.m. on Sunday with the Zach Moss experience.
Yep. Well, with I built, my first 5 hand builds and everything, and I don't have any Zach Moss.
Are you serious?
I have no interest in that kind of stuff. It's
that's so sick.
A terrible play.
All right.
If it gets there, it'll get there like the BS 2 touchdown way where he has like 20 total yards and he happens to get the
or worse. Or he will get like only 10 points and still be in the winner.
He could still be in the winner because there's so many people going to play him, but
right.
I still think the fade's the right thing to do.
And just play the 6,000 guys and just get them.
Yeah, the 5,700s, the Pittsburgh guys, that kind of stuff. All right, I'm going to be out of here in 8 minutes so I can build my lines because most of them have a guy named Tim Hardaway Jr. in them. So
yeah, I built lineups right now and I have nobody at 7, so I'm chilling.
I do have some of the Washington guys that I'd like to get out. I have some Gafford. I have some other nonsense I'd like to get rid of.
They look like good plays.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, that's the thing. None of the plays seem that bad.
I think Banchero is. I'm looking at FanDuel right now. Banchero is my favorite from that game.
Yeah, he's in my big buy-in right now.
And I actually like Kuzma on FanDuel there.
I'm just telling you the Kuzma play, like if you're going to play him, I think you have to run an Orlando piece, or I don't think you have to, but I just.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like basic logic to play Kuzma. So playing him with some ownership at his highest price, or as high as price as he gets, in the worst matchup in basketball, like it just doesn't make enough sense to me. I can't talk myself into it. Because it literally.
If I was going to play him, like I said, I'd play him and Banchero.
Yeah, I think that the better ones would be Jaren Jackson Jr. and Pascal Siakam personally, but I understand. Siakam it's no picnic matchup either, but they're at home at least, and he's a lot more consistent. He may not have always show the ceiling that Kuzma has sometimes. Okay, so rebuilding is going to be the name of the game for me. Guys, dropping questions. Hey, Dunbar, good to see you, buddy. I'm with you on that Nurkic play. I was mentioning it since this morning. I think it's a really good way to play a low-owned piece that makes a ton of sense. And I think that the ownership on him is actually going to be lower than people are projecting. He's going to be sub 10%. And it's a really, really good play.
What I like to do.
Good for you, Project Mayhem. Nice job. He won the 888. He wants to bounce some ideas off of you at some point. And 12-12 is the ways to go. Guys, please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Those of you that don't know.
He won the 888 where?
He won the 888. I won a satellite to the 888 on Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, DraftKings.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
When is the next 888?
Apparently it's on 12-12.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate you, buddy. I see him as making a lot of sense. And like, look, this build that I have that doesn't have any Philly is probably going to change, but I'm not hating the idea of stacking up that game and then just playing Nurkic. It's just, Okay, let's see where Philly's all projecting now. So yeah, Maxi's projected at 51. Tobias projected at 36. That's not that much.
Do we have starters yet there?
Let me just refresh this again.
Do we have starters there?
No.
Oh,
but I mean, we just saw this the other night. So if you assume they did what they did the other night, they'll start Morris, limit his minutes, and bring Bamba. And I'll tell you what, Mo Bamba is still projected for nothing. And they brought him out right before Reed, didn't they? I might have to double check that. I think they did. And they lost the game, so maybe they change it up. They don't need size against Boston.
You know what?
And Marcus Morris, by the way, Marcus Morris revenge too.
You know what? I think I am going to play on FanDuel at least. I'm going to play the Bonchero.
Yeah, that's what
or at least I'm going to include them in my builds. And yeah, but what about the Moritz Wagner and all this stuff? I could.
Just one of those I would pick, I think, personally. But okay, so Hardy.
How do you UCLA guy do? It's so funny. They have the replay of the Miami game from last night. It's Jacques, they're interviewing him. Did he have a good game?
Yeah, he had a monster game.
Oh, did he? I didn't.
Yeah. Bam got hurt right away, so.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
He's really good, man, though. I really like it. You'd love him, too. He plays like perfect basketball.
Yeah.
Just like fundamentally perfect, does everything the right way. He's really tough, plays really hard on both ends all the time. I really like him. All right. Dallas. So Kyrie, Hardy.
38% on Chero. If I do this. And then I would get 20% Tyus Jones. Good grief. I think I'm just going to pass.
Oh, this is really tough.
All right, I'm going to go. I will. I'll probably back. I'll update projections in a little bit. Once I get some news, probably like 7:15 or something like that. Probably just in time for no one to be able to act on them. But
all right, sounds good, man. Have a good weekend, and I'll
see you Sunday.
See you Sunday. All right.